Okay, Hello Kitty. Ever since Lucy dropped psychology, I've been needing help and you have some big shoes to fill, okay? So you need to help me answer these questions from Psychology in the Real World.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But
So, resistance to Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence has focused on the absence of statistical supporting data. What other kinds of data support his ideas? Do you need to look in the book? Okay, you know what? I'll just ask Joanna.
Other data to support Gardner's theories would be the MI-based activities. It was a house called the Explomarata, which offered a bunch of activities in which people would develop their intelligence. One of them was the recording of Japanese words, and by doing this, they would improve the accuracy of the tone and the pronunciation. Another one was a musical exhibition. It would allow participants to create melodies on a theremin, and this would happen by moving their hands within the vicinity of two antennae. Another one would be the interpersonal exhibit called Timba, which would require them to build a robot together. And another one would be the mind bomb. Participants are done electrode-equipped handballs attached to the computer that is in turn connected to a ping pong table. And what it does is it lowers the person's stress levels, measured by electrodes. These MI-based activities are the opportunity to assess, perhaps, and enhance the interpersonal intelligence of people.
Okay, let's see if you can answer this one. You and 7 other people get lost on a day-long trip. Imagine that you each excel in one of Gardner's intelligences. What methods would you use to find your way home? No? You're not going to answer this one? Okay.
Let's say me and my friends were hiking and we got lost and we didn't know how to get back home. Using Gardner's intelligence, we would all have different intelligence that could help us find our way back home. Linguistic intelligence, they can use the signs that we pass and read them, and they can use that so we could find our way back home.
These signs say that there's a city over there.
With spatial intelligence, can picture in their head where we should go. For those who have body kinesthetic intelligence, they are able to climb a tree, look for a landmark, and we could head towards that landmark.
Hey guys, look! I see a trail! There!
Logical mathematical intelligence can calculate how far we've been hiking, and they can calculate how far we need to go back in order to get home. They can also use this calculation in their head to figure out how much time it took us to get there and how much time it would take us to get home.
It took us 30 minutes to get 2 miles. So maybe if we pick up the pace a little, we can get back to this town in 3 hours. Oh my god, let's start walking.
Musically intelligence, they can associate themselves with sounds and familiar voices, which means they can figure out if they've heard this way or if they've heard that way. And the familiar sounds, we could follow those to get back home.
I can hear cars over there.
Interpersonal intelligence have the ability to assign people to their task on how to get home.
Okay, Hello Kitty, you can go look for moss to point us on the way home. My Melody, get up, we need to get home. You just help somebody that needs help, okay? And you can just sit there
With intrapersonal intelligence, we'll be able to help anybody they feel like they can and where they can succeed.
I'm gonna go help Hello Kitty find something to help us get back home.
Naturalistic intelligence can recognize plans that we've passed, and therefore we can use those plans to find our way back home.
Oh my gosh, I remember passing by this tree before we got lost. Everybody, I found the tree. We can go home this way. Okay, let's see how you do on this one. Robert Sternberg has said, abilities are not fixed, but rather flexible, and anyone can transform their abilities into competencies, and their competencies into expertise. How is his point of view reflected in his theory and research? Still nothing? I'll just call Lauren.
The rainbow theory suggests there are different spectrums of light, and that light is like intelligence. Intelligence can be decomposed into different aspects, like the spectrum of light. Intelligence might look like one color, but according to Sternberg's rainbow theory, it represents an array of abilities. Success depends on capitalizing on one's strengths and strengthening one's weaknesses. People can adapt their intelligence to a select environment. His research was composed of tests that were given to students that measured analytical, creative, and practical skills. In result, Sternberg concluded that one's abilities are not fixed, but can be altered like light, and anyone can transform and alter their abilities into expertise.
Okay, last one. Okay? Think of situations in which analytic abilities might actually interfere with successful functioning. Really?
So, in what situations does being simply analytical seem to fail functionally in a role in your life or something of the sort? Well, let's just say you're a leader in a new movement, perhaps one that is surrounded around injustices in society. For example, we could take Moses along with the Exodus from Egypt. Now, if Moses simply had the analytical prowess to simply point out the injustice, then that wouldn't really do anything, since he would just be pointing out the obvious. But he not only just pointed out the obvious, he creatively found a solution to the problem, and he acted upon it, executing that problem. And that is one of the ways that psychologist Sternberg identifies as being successful.
Alright, I think I got this. Are you listening? Okay. So, according to Gardner, there are 8 different intelligences which some people can expertise in, be really good at, like how I'm musically intelligent. La 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 la. And I'm not the best at linguistics. And according to Sternberg, like light, abilities can be adjusted or altered like that.